Welcome to the Bird Gang Nation Sports Media Show, repping the greatest team of all time. Let's go! Bird Gang 31, he be the host with the most. We going deep, burning teams. They ain't nothing but toast. It's Senior Estes. Sirianni put me in coach, running like Miles Sanders till I bump my head on the post. Touchdown! Yeah, that's coming. Devontae's crazy route running. Jalen hurting them, throwing lasers to Rager Young gunning. Come on! On the D side, we ride, stack them with Fletcher, lay them out on the stretcher. No one can protect you. Watch Darius lay them, shutting down your routes. Come on! In my green John, eating Philly cheesesteaks. Put up your cups, wings up, if you can relate. Tailgating at the link like Gangsta Stride. To the Bird Gang Nation, that's worldwide. On Sundays, catch the pre and post game. Mondays is Birds on Broad Street with Philly Notion and Cool Cat the Man in Motion. And Wednesdays, the midweek special got you open with JC from Eagles Talk. Hitting like B-Dog, baby.
Welcome to another episode of Bird Gang Nation Sports Talk. I'm your host, Bird Gang 31. Today, Nation, we have another very special guest, Raiders content creator FattesMallon. Did I pronounce that right?
Yeah, it's just the screen name. It's Matt Fallon. How you doing, man?
Matt Mallon, yeah, nice. Sorry about butchering your name there. My bad. I'm doing good today. How you doing today?
All good, man. Pretty good. Yeah, ready to talk some football with you.
Nice. So let's jump right into it. How do you like your Raiders so far through 6 games?
Well, minus the John Gruden drama, 4-2 after 6 games is you can't really ask for much better. Kind of thought they'd beat Chicago and lose to Baltimore, but the record's the same. So they played one good game in my opinion, and it was last week versus the Broncos, but then the Broncos look so bad this week that who knows, so.
Yeah, man. How do you feel about that John Gruden thing? Were you for it or you against it? Because I've had a lot of Raiders content creators on here say that their team looks a lot better now that he's gone.
Yeah, I mean, for football reasons, I wasn't a huge John Gruden fan. I thought that the team was kind of getting held back, just kind of outdated football, really. Fullbacks, on the field 60% of the time, and not a whole lot of motion, not very creative. But as far as the actual reason he got fired, I've said on a couple different shows, I don't have really an opinion as far as that goes, because none of the stuff that he said affects me. It's something that I can't say how people should feel. I know that as a 48-year-old man, what's right and wrong. He wasn't 16, so he deserved to get fired. It's not like he made a mistake when he was 12 years old,
right?
And said something on the internet. He was sending pretty hateful emails as a 48-year-old grown-ass man. So he absolutely should have been fired, probably mid-season for football reasons. So it just kind of came a little sooner. That's kind of what I think about that.
And what do you think is the biggest development with your team, the way you guys are playing? Do you think it's just more of the change of times? Gruden's an old school coach. What I'm saying? He keeps it old school in his coaching philosophy. Do you think now that, what's his name, Olsen, has got a hold of this offense, he's changing it up that way, and you guys are putting out a better product on the field?
Yeah. I mean, so I don't think that the offense is going to change that much. It's still Gruden's offense. But I think that one thing is like the players last week and in practice this week seem to be being playing a lot more loose, and they're not as tight like on the field. I don't know, growing up playing sports, it's like when you had a coach that was going to scream and yell at you when you got off the field, like you're more prone to make mistakes. Like you're so worried about not making a mistake that you end up making more mistakes. And I think that's kind of what it is. It's like house money this year, like to use a Vegas reference. Now that Gruden's been fired and stuff, like nobody's expecting the Raiders to win a bunch of games this year. And if they do, it's almost like a free season. So it's pretty easy to play when it's like a free season. Like, you're not playing with a bunch of pressure. So I think that the Gruden thing came at a good time. It's early enough in the season they can fix it. And Bisaccia seems to have the team hyped up, and Olsen, like you said, he's getting a little more creative. Maybe he's going deeper into that playbook instead of like sticking with the same 4 run plays, So I know you guys have a similar problem in the run game with Sirianni right now. That's kind of pissing your fans off. Is like he doesn't run the ball, So.
Yeah, we had this question right now. It said, are the Eagles going to actually run the ball against the Raiders? And I'm hoping so. I hope Nick Sirianni take that 10 days off and realize, what the real problem with our offense is. Because like I've been saying, man, I don't think the offense is really bad per se. It's just you have to run the ball to make it more effective. Like you can't have so many play action calls and do all this play action when you're not running the ball because no one's really biting. So, those windows that you're looking for in the play action game aren't open anymore because, no one respects the run. So you got to run the ball first. And then maybe some of these high, plays that he is calling will work a lot better for our team. So, I hope he took this 10 days off, got back to the film and seen that, he needs to run the ball to be more effective on the offensive side of the ball.
Well, and you have a young quarterback, so you should. Like, that's the thing is, like, I've watched a few Eagles games this year, and I was confused. Like, Miles Sanders would bust off like an 8-yarder and then wouldn't get another carry for like 2 series. And you've got a young quarterback that can make mistakes. You want to, make the game easy on him. You start running the ball a little bit more, and then all of a sudden Jalen Hurts has open receivers because the defense isn't just dropping everybody back into coverage.
Yeah. Even Jalen Hurts, he is young, and like I said, like the RPO game for me is the reason why I think our offense is really developing as much as it needs to. You know what I'm saying? With a young quarterback, you got to help him out by running the ball too. That's another big key for young quarterbacks is run the ball. Get that tight end game action going. You know what I'm saying? Then work in the rest of your offense. But you gotta come. I think he's off the jump trying to make him a passing quarterback. And Jalen Hurts is a dual threat quarterback. He's not just a passing quarterback. He can pass, but he is also really good with his legs. That's what got him to the NFL in the first place. So I think they need to utilize both of his skills to stop trying to hone in on just his passing side of his game there. And I think he'll be just fine with that. We got you guys. What are 3 keys to winning the game versus the Eagles?
Yeah. I mean, the Raiders, when they win, it's a pretty simple recipe. They win it's gonna sound pretty cliche, but they win the turnover battle. Like I think this year when they have a turnover, they're 3-0. So they need to force turnovers and hold on to the ball. I think Cox and Hargrave in the middle scares me against our pretty bad interior line. So there could be a fumble there from Carr. So win that turnover battle. I think that they have to run the ball. Similarly, I think whoever runs the ball the best is going to win this game. The Raiders haven't been great, neither have the Eagles on the ground. So whoever can, if somebody can run for 100 yards, I think they're going to win the game. And then I think that whatever young wide receiver can, maybe bust a couple big plays. Is Ruggs or Devontae Smith going to have the big game-changing play? So for us, I mean, I think, getting those big chunk plays that we've gotten this season, the games have been noticeable, like what games we've had them. And, if Ruggs catches a 60-yard touchdown, you're in pretty good shape. And we've had the Pittsburgh game, Ruggs caught a big game-changing 60-yard pass. And in the game against Denver last week, he caught a 50-yard touchdown, won both of those games. So I'd say just getting big chunk plays. I don't think the Raiders are going to be able to dink and dunk down the field against the Eagles. I think you guys, just from what I've watched and heard, is your defensive line is very good, and you guys, Slay's locking down the wide receiver outside. So there's not going to be a ton of opportunities, in my opinion. And I'm actually predicting a pretty low-scoring game compared to what the national media thinks. So.
Nice. We definitely gonna get into that part. For me, the three keys is like get the car early. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have to use that defensive line, keep them on fire, and they need to get the car early. Because guards one of them quarterbacks. I think if you get to them early, you can kind of rattle that cage a little bit with them. So then that can get him off his game to the point where maybe we can like keep him from making all these spectacular passes all game long. Because if Carr gets hot, man, he got some nice targets out there to get hot with. Waller's out there. Like you said, Renfro's out there, Ruggs is out there, and if Carr's hot, he definitely knows how to hit them all. So one of my keys is get to Carr early. No penalties because we've really had a lot of penalties coming into this. The internet. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, sorry. Had a little outage or something. But yeah, we're one of the most.
Yeah, so you were saying penalties. I agree with that for us too. So.
Yeah, we've been getting on too many penalties, so we need to stop with the penalties because we're shooting ourselves in the foot with all these penalties that we're doing. So we need to stop with that, get the car, and then like you said too, we need to run the ball. Like Miles Sanders hasn't had a game where he's had double-digit rushes yet. And I think that's ridiculous for a back with his talent. And I think that's one of you guys' kind of weak spots is the run game for you guys. That's what I've heard over the week. That's one of you guys' weak spot, and I think if we can we've said this for the last couple of weeks, that was like every team we played weak spot, but we haven't ever executed the plan to go ahead and run the ball. So I think if we actually get that run game started this week, that could definitely help us win the ball. Like you said, which young receivers gonna show up and show out is another big key. Who do you actually like more? Did you watch both of them in college, Ruggs and Devontae Smith?
Yes, I was a big Ruggs fan coming out last year, and I didn't love the fit in Oakland or Las Vegas. I felt like Gruden wasn't going to and he didn't. I don't think Gruden utilized him correctly, and I thought Carr would have been much better with a CeeDee Lamb. But Ruggs I was really really high on. I wasn't super high on Devontae Smith. But I liked where you guys got him and the fact that you were able to pick up another first round pick when you got him.
Mm-hmm.
So Smith is kind of is similar to Ruggs to me. You just got to get him the ball, and the Raiders kind of didn't do that last year. Weren't able to get him the ball and just get the ball in his hands. And this year they're kind of opening it up a little bit. Both guys are kind of smaller for the NFL and needed to put some bulk on. And I think you might see some growing pains with both of them, but they're both just electric athletes. And I was actually really really high on Jalen Reagor, so I'm kind of still holding out hope that he's good because that was I had him ranked way higher than everybody else.
Oh yeah, wait, we'll trade you Jalen Reagor for Ruggs.
Yeah, no.
You don't want to do that?
No way, man.
Oh, that's funny, man. But how's your secondary? I know you guys just picked up Trufant. I've heard in the news that you guys were looking at picking up another cornerback. Who was that cornerback you guys said that you're looking to pick up?
They were looking. They tried. I think they tried to claim the guy Trey Flowers, but he got picked up by somebody else. But they signed Casey Hayward Jr. and I thought he was going to be our backup, and then our first round pick from last year, Arnett, he's hurt and he's bad. So Hayward beat him out in camp and has been just phenomenal. I don't know how long that's going to last because of his age and everything, but he's because he gets banged up every game, cramps up every single game, but he's pretty much been Pro Football Focus's number 2 corner the entire season.
Wow.
But then Trayvon Mullen, our other corner, got hurt, so he's on IR. So last week we had a guy playing. We signed on Wednesday. He was playing for us on Sunday. So that's somewhere the Eagles could exploit is the second corner position. Our slot corner is a rookie. He's playing really good too. So there's a couple little weaknesses in the secondary that they can exploit for sure. I'm not sure how much Trufant's going to play since they signed him on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so Brandon Faxon is his name. That's our other corner right now, and he had a good game last week. But Teddy Bridgewater was just throwing it up in the air. So it's
Do you
hard to,
think
like,
Trufant's playing?
he is? They did say he's going to play. They said he's going to be like their third corner, so he'd be the backup to Hayward and Faxon. Yeah.
What are three rookies?
What was that?
I said, what are three rookies that have impressed you the most so far this year with the Raiders?
Nate Hobbs, the slot corner, is just playing like a veteran. Like, he doesn't miss tackles, seems to always be in the right spot. Then we have our starting safety Trayvon Moehrig from TCU. You know, he's excellent. I wanted him in the first round. We took Leatherwood, and then we came back to the second round and got him. So I've been pretty impressed with those two. There's not much else as far as rookies go on our team that I could, say, oh, I'm impressed with this guy, because Leatherwood's been really not very good. So at guard, and that's where I feel like you guys are going to beat us on Sunday. And then our other rookies kind of haven't had enough time yet to really put a picture on. Got a couple of young guys that are starting to get like some special team reps, but the two are the two DBs, because 2 of our 5 starting DBs are rookies. So that they make mistakes. They still make the rookie mistakes that you can take advantage of, but they've both been playing pretty lights out, for, as good as you could expect a rookie to play in the NFL. So.
No, that's good. How bad is Leatherwood playing for you guys now? This is like everybody I hear from you guys said Leatherwood is looking horrible out there. Like, if does he look like a rookie where he just needs some more time to develop, or he just looks like he shouldn't be out there at all?
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough thing, as you know, in football. It's hard to call somebody a bust like right away. So it's one of those things where, like, Colton Miller, our starting left tackle, had like the worst statistical season ever for a rookie left tackle, and now he's pretty top 5, top 7 range of left tackles in football. So nobody would have expected him to turn that around. Now, I don't think every single rookie does that. Like, when you come out and you're just horrible, sometimes you're just not a good football player. So when they took Leatherwood, I thought he was a guard. And then 6 weeks into the season, they moved him to guard. So he was playing right tackle. He played terrible. They moved him to guard, and he had a good game last week. It was the first time he looked like he actually belonged out there. So, he is going to have growing pains just like every other rookie. It's tough to switch positions that quickly, but I think for the Raiders' future, he might be a guard. I thought that coming out, and it looks like the coaches kind of feel the same way. So,
okay. Give me 2 guys on offense and 2 guys on defense that you're really worried about the most going into this Sunday's game.
Yeah, for you guys or for us?
For us.
Yeah, so obviously, like, I feel like Devontae Smith can change the game at any moment. So I'm worried, about giving up a deep ball to him. We haven't really given up that deep ball yet, but last week, Teddy Bridgewater overthrew 2 sure touchdowns that would have been like 80-yard touchdowns. So, like, the opportunities are there, and I feel like if Devontae Smith gets behind our cover 3, then that little zone right there, he can just bolt right through that and go right past all the rookies there. And then on Jalen Hurts, the runner, is scary to me. Just as a Raider fan, we've never been good against quarterbacks that are mobile. Even Jacoby Brissett was running around the field on us, and he's not even a mobile quarterback. They call him mobile on ESPN. They just think anybody that's black is mobile. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, dude, Teddy Bridgewater is not a mobile quarterback. But they're all, he's a mobile quarterback. No, he's not.
Right.
They don't talk about Josh Allen the same. They're like, but no, I think like Jalen Hurts just running the ball scares me. Like, I don't know how many design run plays you guys have for him, but it's not even those. It's the ones that they, where they, the coverage is, good, and you don't have anybody around the box, and he just takes off for 20 yards. So those 2 on offense. On defense, I'm just going to stick with the 2 guys inside, Fletcher Cox and Javon Hargrave. Both are just phenomenal football players. I know that. One of my good friends is an Eagles fan, and I know Hargrave, he has 6.5 sacks this year. And our interior is Andre James, our center. He's probably the worst center in football. Leatherwood and John Simpson, who's one of the worst guards in football. So you got a really big opportunity there to get a couple turnovers from Carr and fumbles. He fumbles the ball at an extreme rate, like every time he gets hit. So that's going to be something that can change the game for you guys, and something to look out for is when he does get hit early, like you said, it changes that game. The Bears game and the Chargers game, he got sacked early and often, and all of a sudden he just didn't play a good game. So those are the two on defense and the two on offense for me. What about you?
I'll have to say Josh Jacobs, man. Because I know he hasn't been having a season that he normally has, you know what I'm saying? He's kind of having a down season. But I think last week he kind of started picking it back up a little bit. So I'm really worried, the way our defense is set up, it really gives up a lot of rushing yards, and our linebackers aren't really those thumping linebackers that can go hit him at the line, meet him at the line. They're more like after he gets past the line of scrimmage, we're going to go wrap him up and tackle him type linebackers. So that's really a big fear of mine as Josh Jacobs gets hot, you know what I'm saying? This could be the game that breaks him out where he's back to form. So I'm hoping that, our defense can definitely shut him down early. I know they're going to run the ball some at us, so let's shut him down early so he doesn't pick it up. And then we've been doing a great job against, tight ends this year. We held down Kels. We held down Pitts, even though he's a rookie. We held down Kittles, you know what I'm saying? So those are some really good tight ends that we've held down. So I'm just hoping that Waller doesn't be the first one of the stars to, show up and show out against us. So hopefully we can continue our trend holding the tight ends down and stop the running game. And then, those will be my two offensive threats. On defense, Crosby, man. We haven't seen Lane Johnson in 2 weeks. So, and Crosby, I think, is on his side. So he's going to be going one-on-one against Lane Johnson, who has not been playing football over the last couple of weeks. So that's kind of like, he's having a good season in his own right. So that's kind of a big scare for me that, maybe Lane's a little rusty and, he's be able to beat Lane on some plays there and get to Jalen Hurts a little too early. And then just your linebacking core in general stopping our run. Like we do a lot of RPO, So, if they're on point, then they're definitely going to stop that. And, hopefully we just are more diverse. So, that's probably the players on your team that I'm worried about the most.
Yeah. I was going to say, the one thing to look out for, I think, is that same Max Crosby and Lane Johnson matchup.
Yeah, that Crosby-Lane Johnson matchup is going to be a huge one. He said, what do you think the team's record is going to be for the year?
Oh, it looks like he asked what it was before the season, I think. Yeah, but preseason I had him at 10-7, and then, I think now I'm still sticking with 10-7. I don't think that they win. I don't think they go like, 8-2 with an interim coach. I think they go, hopefully win, 6-3, 6-4, something like that. So
nice. So I was gonna say, what was I gonna say about the Raiders? Do you think the Raiders can look at this game as a trap game though? Considering you guys only play one game without Gruden, and everybody's all hyped up for that. Everybody's kind of pumped about that one. To prove that that's not going to change the effect of their team. And now you're going against a team like the Eagles, because I know you guys beat the Ravens, but I think that's the best team you guys played right so far.
Yeah, I mean, we beat the Ravens and Pittsburgh. I still think is a quality win. I just don't think that. Personally, I don't think that like trap games exist, especially this early in a season. The Raiders have a bye week next week, so like if they were playing Kansas City next week on Monday Night Football, I could see like, oh, maybe they're just looking past this game a little bit. But the Eagles aren't, like, in my opinion, a typical 2-4 team. The losses that you guys have, Kansas City, Dallas, you guys lost to the Bills, right?
Kansas City, Dallas, the Bucks,
and
the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Wait. Cowboys, Dallas, San Francisco, Cowboys, Bucks, and who was the fourth team we lost to? Cowboys, Bucks, San Francisco, Tampa Bay.
Yes.
That is the Bucks.
So four
Kansas.
pretty. Yeah, Tampa, Dallas, the Bucks. I said it again. I'm doing the same thing as you. We know anyway. My point is they had 4 games that were against pretty good football teams that they lost. And not to say like that you played good in all 4 games or anything like that, but you were within 1 score against San Francisco. You were within 1 score against Tampa. So any like Raider player that's like thinking this is a win, they'd be in for a surprise. I think this game's going to be a 1-score game, one way or the other, in my opinion. I think that, just as far as like NFL talent goes, the Eagles have too much talent on both sides of the ball to like think, oh, this is like a rollover game. And as Raider fans, there hasn't been a rollover game in my life. Like, so we don't do that. We don't go, oh, this is a win, because it just doesn't work that way with us. I think that, actually it's a huge game for both teams, because I think if the Eagles lose, you might see them kind of like, okay, this is a rebuilding year. If they go 2-5, Dallas is 6-1 or whatever, then it's, hey, this year's gonna be a wash. They might think, hey, is Hurts our guy? Are we gonna go into the draft and get a quarterback? Are we gonna trade for a Watson? Are we gonna trade for Russell Wilson or something? However, it's just as big of a game for the Raiders, because if they go 5-2 into the bye week and then follow it up with the New York Giants, you have a chance right there to be 6-2 going into the division matchup against the Chiefs. Mm-hmm. So it's a huge game for both teams. I don't think either team's going to come into this game and like play flat. I think it's going to be a hard-hitting football game. So,
you think the other way? What happened if you guys lost this one going into the bye? Did that change your opinion at all? Sway your opinion at all if you guys were to lose this game going into the bye at what is it, 5-3?
We'd be 4-3 going into the bye with the Giants
4-3
out of it. So I would hope that I would hope that they would like have a week off and play the Giants and be able to come out and win. I mean, it's the NFL, man. Like, every game matters. Like, winning a game right now matters just as much as winning one in December. So I think that this should be at home. The home field advantage isn't there in Vegas, but this should be a Raiders win at home. However, the Eagles have enough talent and speed that the game, like, one, blown coverage on Devontae Smith in the whole game is different. So
yeah. I feel like we should be sitting here 5-1 right now. Like you said, like that Dallas game is the only game that I looked at was like, hey, we just flat out got beat. You know what I'm saying? That game was like the lights were too bright for us. We flat out got beat that game. But the other games, I feel like we beat ourselves more than the other team beat us.
Well,
that's what I'm saying. Like, we had opportunities to win those games.
Yeah, and that's what happens when you're a young team, and you have a situation where it's like, okay, there was 2 miscues that lost us that game, and I think both of these teams are very young, so it just comes down to who can make less mistakes, and I think that I think the Eagles have enough talent to where they should be in wild card contention, but it comes down to that quarterback, and it's is he going to have a good year, a good game? Is he, can he put together a couple drives late? And I know that he's had some issues as far as like, getting off his first read and, leaving the pocket so soon. And, those are all things that people, they like to get these quarterbacks out of town so quickly. And they don't realize like Josh Allen's rookie year, he was like the worst quarterback in football. He couldn't throw the ball 10 yards. So you can't give up on him so quickly, and you have to, those growing pains are part of it. Hurts is basically a rookie. It's not like he has a full season under his belt. So you have a guy that's like playing in his 10th, 11th game of his career, and people are already trying to get him out of town, and it's.
Yeah, I think that's ridiculous, and then like, I just don't like the people that like knows that, the people that do know running the ball helps. The people that do know our play calling's been garbage. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you know both of those 2 things, but then you're still like criticizing Hurts because a couple of missed throws or he might have had a pick. I'm like, there's no perfect quarterback in the league right now. Brady throws interceptions. Mahomes throws interceptions. Everybody's out there no one's really playing perfect football right now to be like, so critical on Jalen Hurts and what he's doing. With the one read stuff, I can go if you run RPO every single down out of shotgun formation and everybody know what you're about to do, you know what I'm saying? That makes it, you think about it, the average quarterback got 2 to 3 seconds to throw the ball in the league, right? You know what I'm saying, on average. So if you take the first second faking the run, then you try to decide if you're going to run or keep it yourself. And then by the time you even get to your, okay, I'm not going to run, I'm going to pass it. Now you're looking at, we've had beat up offensive line all year, the last 3 games for sure. That gives you the defensive linemen are already on your tail. So he's out there running for his life. He's only really making it to that first and second read because, the time. You got to have more traditional offensive sets. No one runs as much RPO as we do in the league right now. I think we're doing like 80% of the time. Now, we drop that down to like 30-40% where it's a mainstay in our offense, but we do run some traditional offense. I think that'll help him out a lot. I think Jalen Hurts needs some plays where he can just hike the ball, hand it off, know it's a run play, hand it off, and then that be it. You know what I'm saying? Let us, let them reset for the next play as opposed to every single play. He's sitting there. Should I give it? Should I keep it? Should I run it? You know what I'm saying? Give him the option. Yes, he should be able to do it, but he is a young quarterback. Maybe that's just a little bit too much on his plate. He's never really ran an RPO offense completely before.
Right. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think.
He said, "How long have you been a Raiders fan?"
Yeah, I mean, since I was born, kind of one of those things. Family, didn't have much of a choice. Dad, how I became a Raider fan, just that's how I was raised, man. So it's it's you as football can be a tough thing to love. So we've been through it. I think both fan bases. So
do you actually live in Oakland area?
I'm in Sacramento, California.
Nice.
So not too far, about an hour and a half from Oakland.
Oh yeah, I'm from Cali myself. I've been in a couple of Oakland Raider games out there when the Birds played them that one time. We had them 7 touchdowns, Nick Foles. I was there that day.
Yeah, I was at that game too.
And then I was a couple other games down there, man. I liked the stadium. It's definitely different once you go over the bridge to Oakland compared to the San Francisco. Cause I've been in San Francisco games too, and it's like a big difference when you get over that bridge. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, hey, yeah, I know you're short on time. What I like to do at the end of my show is like I like to do an all-time Eagles team, or all-time whatever your favorite team is. And since you're the Raiders, I want to get an all-time Raiders team. And this is not a team based off stats. This is a team just based off as long as you've been watching the Raiders, who you actually like, who's your favorite players at all the positions. So we'll start out with the quarterback. Who's your favorite Raider quarterback, and who will be backing him up?
Yeah, I mean, I probably have to put Rich Gannon as the starter just because that's the one I saw growing up. And then I would put behind him, backing him up. It's stupid, but I'd probably put Carson Palmer there. So
you say Carson Palmer?
Yeah, I'm talking about I'm only talking players when I was alive. I'm not going to put like.
That's fine. Yeah, man, Carson's a beast. He's from USC, so I like Carson Palmer. What about 3 running backs?
Yeah, I was a big Darren McFadden guy, but he'll be my backup, and then starter would be probably Charlie Garner, with McFadden backing him up, and probably Jacobs as the third. So
nice. Your 2 tight ends.
Yeah, I would do. We've always had decent tight ends actually, but I'd probably go Waller and Zach Miller would be.
Miller, nice.
Yeah.
4 receivers.
Oh yeah, Tim Brown, Jerry Rice, and then in the slot I would put Renfro in the slot, and then I would probably go Cooper. So those.
Amari 4. Cooper.
Yeah.
Nice. Who will be on that starting offensive line?
Yeah, I would just take the entire offensive line from the Super Bowl year. It was Barrett Robbins at center, Lincoln Kennedy, and then I can't remember the rest. But I would do Colton Miller probably, Lincoln Kennedy, Rodney Hudson at center actually, and then
now
a healthy Richie Incognito would be nice, but that doesn't happen very often. So,
what about your defensive line?
Yeah, Mack and Crosby on the ends, and then in the interior, I would put Warren Sapp in there, even though Raider fans hate him, because he wasn't as bad as people thought when he was here. And then we had and I put Danico Autry in there. I liked him. So
nice. 3 linebackers.
Yeah, probably linebacker's a tough one because they haven't had very many good ones when I was alive. But because I'm trying not to do any that I didn't see play. So I would go probably Greg Beekert in the middle. He was our Super Bowl middle linebacker. And then I'll go. I probably would put. I can't even come up with 3. They were so bad. There was just not very many good ones as a kid. But we had Navarro Bowman for 3 games. Put him on the outside, and then probably keep maybe somebody from this year. I'll put I'll put Corey Littleton on there.
All right, 3 cornerbacks.
That one's easier. Namdi. I would do probably Namdi, Trayvon Mullen, and I would do. Can't remember who our left corner was in the Super Bowl because it was in 2002, but that's who I'd put in there. I can't remember who it was. The name.
It wasn't Route, was it?
No. Route was way after.
Huh.
Can't remember. Somebody good. So that one. And then safety, I would do Charles Woodson. And then don't care who the other one is because Charles Woodson.
Rod Woodson, maybe?
Huh?
I said Rod Woodson?
Yeah. Charles Woodson and Rod Woodson back there. Yeah, I love Ted Hendricks. Ted Hendricks. I just never saw him play, so I can't. But I like the corner. I'm trying to think of those. It was Charles Woodson in the Super Bowl. He was playing corner.
Right.
He wasn't playing safety at the time, but I just always consider him a safety. So I'd put Woodson at corner and safety.
He said Lester Hayes, Eddie Anderson, and Von McLaurin. Like McLeroy.
Yeah, if it was an all-time Raider team, it would be Lester Hayes and Willie Brown for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't see him play, so I have a hard time saying,
picking him on your team.
Never saw him play, So I don't have much to choose from, and it gets, like when you go into the all-time Raider teams, they have the most Hall of Famers in football. It gets pretty easy. You just, go through the Hall of Fame list, So punter, right. Shane Leckler, like
legs. And you kicker?
I'm not a big Sebastian Janikowski guy like everybody else, man. Yeah.
You don't like Seabass?
No, Daniel Carlson, our kicker now, was better than Seabass. So I'd go Daniel Carlson.
Wow. The first guy that didn't pick Seabass. I like it.
Seabass is the most overrated football player of all time, and he's a kicker. So.
Well, he did kick bombs, man.
Yeah, but he would miss like a 30-yard field goal to win the game, like often. You're like, so.
Who would be the defensive coordinator on your team?
The Raiders haven't had really any good ones, but I would just say Gus Bradley's probably the best coordinator I've had in the last decade and a half. So probably have to go with him. And then on offense, back in 2002, Gruden was pretty awesome back then. You'd want to have the old Gruden, not the Gruden that came back out of the ESPN booth. So,
and is your head coach?
Yeah, the head coach. It's hard. Gruden was the best head coach of my life, and then I guess I would have to say Jack Del Rio if I couldn't choose Gruden. So
Jack Del Rio. Hey, nice man, nice.
He's got to have more emails than Gruden. Del Rio was a clear.
Yeah.
Piece of crap. And, he just never got caught. So.
Everybody usually go with Madden.
Well, yeah, but again, I just, of course Madden if I could choose anybody, but I'm thinking just my life, So.
Yeah. All right. Well, what is your score predictions for the game before I get you out of here?
Yeah, 27-24 Raiders. Could see it being Eagles as well. So.
Nice. That's a good score. I like that. You're probably not going to like my score very much because I feel like the Eagles are going to put it together. We're going to have a complete team. I got the Birds winning 24-14.
Yeah. I have a hard time seeing the Raiders get held to 14 points, but they do.
That's
have
what everybody says. But I just go, our defense has win against some elite offenses. And not saying that any slight on you guys, but the talent compared to, like, the Chiefs or the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, if we can hold those guys pretty low, I think, in a week, 10 days off, get rested up, and we got a whole 10 days to game plan for you guys, we should be able to hold them down to something that's not normal. So, it's more against what I think our teams should be doing this week as opposed to what you guys are capable of doing. So, and plus I stuck with it. I always stick with the same one. Whatever the first pregame, the early, prediction show that I be on, when I give that early prediction, I kind of stick with it throughout the week. It's kind of hard to go back on it. So, but hey, man, thanks again for coming on the show. Go ahead and let everybody know where they can find you at, my guy.
Yeah, Twitter at FattesMallon, just like on the screen there. Give me a follow.
All right, well, thanks again for coming on the show, and thank you guys for being in the chat. Please hit that like, and if you're an Eagles fan tonight, we are doing the very first ever Birds on the Line show tonight, so it's for all you Eagle fans. Come up, talk to me with One Trade Rock as we talk about the season, and, let out whatever you got to let out. We tried it last week. We're going to try it again tonight, so come on out tonight at 9:00 p.m. The Birds on the Line. Check us out tonight. Much love to you guys. Like I always say, fly, Eagles, fly. Till next time, this is BIRDGANG 31, and we are out. Peace.